Morning. Happy beginning of October. I really have to take sooner showers on these days. I really do. I'm going to make a mental note of next week. I'm going to be with dry hair on this call. So if you have curly hair, you know, you have to let it air dry. And if it's humid out, which it always is in Georgia, it takes even longer. And so, I don't know, I'm just used to being like wet-headed in a lot of places. And when I go back and look through all my lives, I'm like, oh, I'm like bare skin, wet hair. And that is a testament to you show up and you do the things, even if you're not put together head to toe, even if you're not ready, you say you're going to do it and you keep doing it and you don't stop. And that's the consistency that helps you win in a business like this. So get that mentality. I'm going to do it no matter what. And you will be earning six figures before you know it. Today, we're going to talk about moving into November. We're doing all the R's on the DMO. Still, if you don't have the DMO, you need to text DMO to 404-436-0446. That is the automated system. I cannot answer messages. I do not have time to hand deliver a DMO to each one of you who wants it. It's an automator. It will send it to you as soon as you text. And then it will give you updates once a month on the 1st of what our training is going to be. So you know if you want to get involved or if you just want to jump the hell out of here because you're not getting any value. If you are not getting value and you don't like the things that I have to say in here, then hop out because it hurts my algorithm when people are in here and they're not gobbling up the content. So that's how you keep a Facebook group healthy. You ask people to hop out if they're not getting value. It's the same as replying stop if you don't want a message, right? So reach outs. So the R on the DMO is reach outs, okay? It's also recruiting. So we're going to talk about those two things this month. And reach outs are basically follow-ups, but it didn't work with REAP. I could have said FEEP, but that wouldn't have made sense. So reach outs are the follow-ups that you should be doing on a daily basis. And I give you a pool of people to go reach out to. So it doesn't have to, I'm not talking about a cold message when I say reach out to, your prospects or reach out to your old customers or reach out to the people in your group or reach out to new friends or reach out to people in your feed. I'm not saying, say, hey girl, I have amazing shampoo for thinning hair. Do you want to know more about it? That's not a reach out. That's a cold message. A reach out is you go into Messenger, you see where the conversation was, you continue it. Like if you were talking about birthdays, you say, what did you end up doing for your birthday last week? I hope it was really great. Or what restaurant did you end up going to? Or what are your big goals for the end of the year? Or what are you guys doing for the holidays? You continue the conversation for two reasons. One is every person that you reach out to is going to see your next post. And when you're following the posting sequence that I have in that DMO, and you're doing one business post a day, a curious business post, you want to make sure people see that. And if you are not reaching out, engaging, reaching out, sending messages, no one's seeing your posts. You can post all day, every day. If you aren't commenting on anybody's stuff, if you aren't sending messages, no one's going to see your post, period. They're just not. So that's what we call a dead algorithm. And everything in here is meant to teach you how to repair a dead algorithm. So that's why we tell you to engage. Reach out is really can be considered engagements, but you want to be moving that conversation toward a conversation about a product or a business. So I used a good example in a coaching call that I did yesterday. And let me see if I can remember exactly how it went. So it started with the birthday. Okay, so birthdays. So reach out with, you can reach out to your birthday people. Reach out to birthdays and it's, hey, what did you end up doing for your birthday? Oh, I went to a restaurant. Oh my God, I love to eat. I identify as a 600-pound woman. What did you have? We had steak. Oh gosh, I love steak. Do you like wine too? I always have to have a nice glass of red wine with my steak. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love wine. Are you red or white girl? Oh, I'm red. Me too. Oh, what are you drinking right now? My favorite is this one, and I send a picture. Oh, I love that one too, but I picked up this one recently. Have you tried it? No. What about this? I'm really getting into Pinot Noirs, and I never have. Oh my gosh, I am too. That's crazy. Do you like to drink yours chilled or plain? This is all back and forth in Messenger. You might be thinking, man, this takes a lot of time. Earning 6 figures takes time. So back to my conversation. Going back and forth. Ooh, man, you know what? At the age of 50 and all the red wine I love, plus coffee on top of that, my teeth are screwed, which is how I ended up getting into business for myself. Started with a tube of whitening toothpaste. Ha, ha, ha. Long pause. Whitening toothpaste? What do you use? Oh, I use this one. I loved it so much, I actually turned it into a brand and built a whole business on social media with it. It's hysterical because I used to be in healthcare. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I'm a nurse. What? I didn't even talk about that with you. That's crazy. You're a nurse. Where do you work? What do you do? What floor are you on? How long have you been nursing? Blah, blah, blah. How did you get through COVID? I know so many people in healthcare who are really, really like wanting to, leave that career, even though they thought they never would. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's really hard. Well, if you're interested in some whitening toothpaste, I could get you to post something on your page. And when a couple of your friends jump in and grab it, I'll give you a tube for free to say thank you. I mean, if you're interested, oh, I would love to do that. Yeah, can you send it over? Sure. I'll send you the post. Tag me. When your friends commented, I'll see if they like it. And if they do, I'll give you a tube to say thank you. And it can keep your teeth white. She puts up the post. Once the post is up, her friends go in with, oh my gosh, I need to know about this stuff. I've seen it on Facebook. I want it. 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 And I come back and say, gosh, you have 10 people who are interested in your post already. That's $100. It took me 5 minutes. Are you ever thinking about making extra money? You know, Christmas is coming up and this is totally free to do. And now we've had a complete conversation that started from happy birthday to a product and my business conversation, and it's not weird and it's not spammy. And she was coming back and forth with me, and I didn't send her a message that said, hey girl, I'm looking for women who want to make some Christmas cash right now. Do you want to take a look at my opportunity? In the time it takes you to copy and paste 100 messages like that, you could have a real conversation with somebody that could easily get to a business conversation or a conversation of a product where they're way more likely to opt in. Same amount of time, feels a lot better. When it feels better, you're more likely to do it. When it feels better, they feel that it's genuine on the other end. There's not this weird dynamic of she's a pushy salesperson. And then you get a sale and sometimes a business partner all wrapped into one. So that is why reach outs are so important. If you are not spending most of your time in Messenger, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So you're going to engage a little bit on their page, but you want to be doing predominantly most of the engaging in Messenger. And here's why I love this. Because when you are messaging back and forth, that's your engagement. When you have a conversation with somebody like that, do you know how many more posts of yours they will see? They will see every story and every post after you have a conversation like that. So maybe they say no to your business opportunity. And then tomorrow, your inspiration post is something like, I learned a long time ago that the cost of discipline was way less painful than the cost of regret. Or the pain of discipline was way less painful than the pain of regret. And we just talked about a business opportunity that was free. I just made $100 off her post. It took 5 minutes. Now this girl's posting about regret. Maybe the next day I'm posting about, I have my Christmas paid in full and I've done it for 5 years. Can you imagine rolling into this holiday with your Christmas budget completely funded and never having to use a credit card? This is my 5th year going into this. I did a post like that a couple of days ago. And so the person that you reached out to is also going to see that. So when you're reaching out to the pool of people, you're doing it with intention. Okay? You're doing it with the intention to get to know them. Are they a prospect for your business or your product? If they are, great, keep talking. If they're not, put them in the friend zone. See if they see something they like. Maybe they'll pop up and buy, maybe they won't. And eventually you're going to unfriend them. You know, we are in the business of putting friends on our Facebook page. If you think you like her and she lives down the street from you, keep her for a friend, like a real friend. So the reach outs are important because that's what's going to develop the relationship that moves the sale and that moves the business conversation. If you're not doing the reach outs, there's no way to get to that without being a spammy, salesy weirdo. When your upline is like, message 100 people who wants Christmas cash, don't even bother doing that. Don't, because it's not going to work. You're going to get unfriended. And when you get massively unfriended, like say 50 of those people unfriend you after that message, Facebook downgrades your algorithm. So all the work you've been doing with the posting and the engaging and the adding and all the things, you just basically cut it off in one hour blitz session where you sent 100 messages about earning some Christmas cash to somebody who never asked you and hasn't said hello to you and hasn't said anything to you, or has maybe never opened any of your messages. So that's the reach out part. So where do you reach out? Who do you reach out to? So on the DMO, it basically tells you every single day a different person, a different group of people to spend time with in the arts. And how much time should you spend? You decide. You decide. Follow up with everybody in that category. If you have a small business, if you have a big business, maybe you just do, the next 25 that are on your list. Maybe if you have a really big business and you're making, I say over $1,000 a month, you're going to look for an automator. By the way, I have a really good one and it's on sale right now. So you can do that reaching out to boost your algorithm, push your posts into their feed, develop the relationship so that you can talk about your business or your service when it feels authentic and like a normal part of the next conversation. Am I talking about my business with everybody? No. But if they bring up something where I can segue and say, I normally don't just hop in an inbox and talk about that, which is a lie. I actually do. But you said that your husband lost his job. Could you use some extra Christmas cash? You have a great following on Facebook, and I could show you how to make money with that. It's completely free. You don't have to do anything or go anywhere or even get out of your pajamas. If you're interested, I'd love to show you. And then you're done. And then you move on to the next person. And do you care if she comes back and says yes or no? No, because you're asking so many people to join your opportunity authentically through a conversation that you don't have time to go back and be like, Susie never answered me. Susie left me unopened. Susie never saw my message. Who cares? Who cares? Keep going. So I train my team who wants to grow to 6 figures, 3 business asks a day. That's the reach out. 3 business reach outs a day. And the easiest way to get that is after 3 sales. You sell 3 things, those 3 people, you say, hey, could I send you a post so your friends can jump in on this? I'm doing a great sale right now, or it's on sale only for the next few days. And if you love it, I think they would too. I'll throw something free in for you just to say thank you. Or I'll give you $10 off, or I'll take $5 off your order, or whatever. They put up a post for you. Their friends start asking questions, and you're like, oof, your friends are really interested in this. I knew they would be, because if you are, you have friends who are. Have you ever thought about doing this? You could turn your Facebook page into money. Doesn't cost a dime. Or you can say, it's only $1 right now, or don't talk about the cost at first, and wait until they ask you how much is it. I am blessed to be in a company that doesn't cost anything to join. I have been in other companies where it does cost to join, and it's not a barrier at all. It's a blessing and a curse on both sides. It's a blessing when you have to charge somebody, because then they're incentivized to actually get to busy and get working to pay themselves back. And it's a curse because if they don't have money, or if they've joined other things and also lost money, then they're really not in the mood to do it again. So it's a blessing and a curse both ways. So work your business the way that your business works for the person above you who's making 7 figures. So ask her, talk to the person above you who's making 7 figures. 7, I said. So $1 million or more in the business. Talk to her. How do you think I should word this at the stage I'm in? So I'm not lying. I'm not insinuating that I make more money than I have, but that I'm closing and I'm recruiting. Believe me, she'll talk to you. And if she doesn't want to talk to you and she won't talk to you, then you might need to be in another company. So be reaching out, be moving those conversations forward. Who should you reach out to? Check your DMO. I gave you a list every single day. Reach out to these people today. Tomorrow, reach out to these people. The next day, reach out to these people. And why? Because I want you to always, or I want my team to always be reaching out to a different network of people, a different pool of people, like not just about people who wanted to buy from you, but also people who you haven't got to know yet, or also people who you've talked about the business before, or also people who, I didn't bring my DMO downstairs. But all on the list that you have got, if you texted DMO to that number when you joined, it will tell you who to reach out to. Just make sure it's a different place every day. Make sure your teams are doing this stuff too, you guys. And the only way your teams are going to work is if you do. So if you're not doing your DMO every day, your team's not going to do their DMO every day. There's a little trick in direct sales that goes like this. There's a little statistics. Your team is going to do half as much as you do. Just let that sit in. Your team is only going to do half as much as you are doing. So if you're asking them to post 4 times a day and you're not posting 4 times a day, they're not even going to post 2 times a day. If you're asking them to reach out, I ask my team to reach out to 50 and I reach out to, I engage with 100. So that includes like some reach outs and engagements. So I don't reach out to 100 people. Some days I do. Sit down and I'll do 150, 200 reach outs. Some days, yes. But most times I, at a 6-figure business doing this full time, am reaching out to at least 25 to 50 on an average day, but I reach for 100 engagements total and I count those reach outs as engagements. So total, together, combined, 100 engagements a day. Because when you message somebody, that's also considered an engagement. So my team, I ask them to do 25 reach outs, 25 engagements. They can be the same. I'm happy. You do 20, you reach out to 25 people and you want to count that for engagement. Awesome. And then if you want to go faster, you do more. So that DMO, you decide how many you have time to do. You track that you're doing it. Track it and send it to your coach. Say, hey, I'm going to commit to reaching out to 3 people a day about my business. Track that. Send it to your coach. Send it to somebody who is going to hold you accountable. You told them, you told yourself you were going to do it. Track it. And then at the end of the week, see how much your income's changed. And then say, my income went up by $1,000 when I started doing 50 engagements a day. So I want to see if I can get it to $2,000. I'm going to do 100 engagements a day. I'm going to figure out how I can squeeze in 100 a day. And then I'm going to do that and I'm going to track it and I'm going to see what my income was after that, or my volume, or whatever key performance index, we call those KPIs in the business world, whatever index, whatever key performance metric you want to track to see that you're reaching your goal. So it could be number of team members on your team. It could be your rank. It could be your volume. It could be your team's volume. It could be your income. I love to track income. And you can really break it down. If you're really focused on growing an audience, then you should be tracking your Facebook page. You want to see how many friends you have every single day. Because for my team, when we track the Facebook page and they come back to me at the end of the week and they say, here's how many messages, a friend request I'm sending, and here's how many people have joined me each day. If I don't see that number going up by 10 every day, then we got a problem and we have to start digging. Like, who are you asking? Where are they coming from? What are you saying to them? How are you interacting with them before you're sending the friend request? And then we got to change some of that stuff, because your goal is to get 300 new people on your page every single month. 300 new people on your page every single month. That's 3,600 new customers every single year. If you can't grow 6 figures with that, you're definitely doing something wrong. So that's sort of the goal that I have, that we coach our teams to do in our group. But let me know down below if you have any questions. Let me know down below what you're doing with your teams that's working. For reach outs, who do you reach out to? How do you manage it? How do you track it? How do they stay consistent? Do they send you their business activities? Do they tell you what they've been doing? And then how do you follow that? How do you track to see if it's working? I'm curious about that. And we're going to do another another training on that probably next month. So you guys have an amazing beginning of the month. I hope you got with your coach already and wrote your goals out, and you have a strategy to hit them with a weekly and a daily goal of what you need to be doing to reach your goal by the end of the month. That's what we need to do. Get with your coach if you haven't already, and y'all go sell some stuff. Bye.